Welcome. I hope you are having a good day so far. We are going to pick up on where we left off from yesterday. So you will want to have your packet out from yesterday, and we're going to look at page 94. Page 94 is going to want us to write an equation given the slope and y-intercept. So for one of these questions, we've been given a slope of 0 and a y-intercept of 9. We want to use those two pieces of information and write our equation. Now, something to keep in mind is what can we use to write that equation? Well, one thing we've been given is the equation y equals mx plus b. Remember, m is our slope and b is our y-intercept, so we're going to use that information and substitute those values in. So if we're substituting those in, m is our slope, or 0 is our slope, our y-intercept is 9. So once we substitute those in, we get y equals 0x plus 9. And by simplifying that equation, since it's 0 times x, it's always going to be 0, we will just say y is equal to 9. And so that will be our equation for that. And you want to do something similar with some of those other problems within that section. Now, in question 8, you are given a graph. And within this section, you have a few different graphs. And we want to write an equation of the line in slope-intercept form. Remember, slope-intercept form is that y equals mx plus b. And so we're going to continue using that y equals mx plus b for all of these. And now, in our last case, we were given the slope, we were given the y-intercept. In this case, we have to find it. So remember, the y-intercept is where the line that we are drawing intersects the y-axis. So this circle right here is where that line intersects the y-axis, which happens to be the y value there happens to be at 0. So you can say plus 0. But you still need to find your slope. So if you want to find your slope, there's a few different ways you can do it, but one way might be to draw in a slope triangle. You can ask yourself, how tall is that? Well, that triangle is 4 units tall and it's 2 units wide. So looking at that, you can say, well, that's 4 over 2 and for your slope. Now, even though we got 4 over 2, we need to ask ourselves, can we simplify that? Well, 4 over 2, we can just say is 2, and so we got y equals 2x, and this plus 0 really isn't giving us any new information, so we don't have to write that, so we can just say y is equal to 2x, and we should see that this line is positive, going from left to right, it's going up, so that should be a positive 2, as we have it written. So, right, hope that simplified form is y equals 2x. You want to do something similar with the graphs in that area. Now on page 95, let's look at equation 13. Equation 13 just gives us 2 points. And we want to find the slope, y-intercept, and write an equation on y equals mx plus b in that slope-intercept form. So one way we could do it is we could find the difference of our x values and the difference of our y values. Remember, in math, when we talk about difference, that is most likely referring to a subtraction problem. Or we can be asking ourselves, how far apart is -4 from 4 on a number line? Well, 4 minus -4 is the same as 4 plus 4, or positive 8 for the difference. So that's the difference in our y values. And the difference in our x values, well, 0 to 8 is also 8. So our slope is going to be 8 over 8, which simplifies to positive 1. So equation is going to be y equals, now you could say 1x, but you can get away with just saying x. And then you want to say what your y-intercept is, plus, and then we need to figure out what that is. And remember, our y-intercept is when our x is equal to 0. And so our y-intercept is going to be this -4. So we got y equals x plus -4, but that can be simplified to be just y equals x minus 4. Okay. And so, and then this next section is going to be very similar to what we just did here in question 13. We're going to jump to question 20, and question 20 uses function notation, right? It uses that f of x type stuff, which looks really weird. And so here we are told we have f of -5 equals 5 and f of 0 equals 10. Now that might look a little scary at first, but that's really just 2 points we've been given. We've been given the points at -5, 5, and 0, 10. So we've been given those 2 points, and we can use those 2 points to find the y-intercept and the slope. So one of our points is x is equal to 0, and so the y value on that point is 10, so that would be our y-intercept. Now taking that, that gives us one part of our equation, but we still need to find the slope, so we're going to find the difference in our y values over the difference in our x values. Our y values are 10 and 5. 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. And then the difference in our x values, which would be on the bottom of our slope, would be 0 minus -5, which becomes 0 plus 5. And we end up with 5 over 5, or 1 as our slope. With that being said, using the equation y equals mx plus b, we can substitute those in to y equals 1x plus 10, or just simply y equals x plus 10. So you want to do something similar as well for the questions within this section. Hopefully that's pretty clear. You may work with somebody close to you. I don't want you getting out of your seats and moving around. Just be by somebody that you're sitting by if you have questions. And I'll be back tomorrow, and I hope you have a great time working on these assignments, and have a great day.